What's up, guys? So it took me a little longer to go live than I'd expected this morning. Sorry about that, technical difficulties, but I am here and I'm ready to talk about the power of the subconscious mind and continue that conversation, and I hope you're ready to join me. So in today's video, I kind of want to just do a little recap. We'd already talked about Neville Goddard and just the power that you have over your life. And so the theme of today's video session is you are in control. You've got everything you need to do anything you want. All right, so that's the theme for today. You've got everything you need to do anything you want. And it's really an expansion on that power of the subconscious mind idea, and just so much more you can do with it. And this time we're going to look through Dolores Cannon's lens. And Dolores Cannon is a completely different character than Neville Goddard, but it's so funny how their truths really align, okay? And I think that that's what I've noticed so much about a lot of authors and a lot of the people that are, good morning, happy February, good morning, Leather, how are you? A lot of authors, good morning, Erica, how are you? That write about the truth is it's all in their own version, you know? Thanks, Slims, good morning. But, you know, they do it in their own version, but it all gets down to the nitty gritty that it's the truth, you guys. Okay, so hopefully one of these like rings a bell with you and you want to do it. Good morning, Kelly. At work, can only listen. Well, awesome. Hopefully that's all you'll need. I'm not here for the looks. But I am propping my Grand Fam farm hat. Sorry, that was a weak plug. Morning, Slims. Okay, so I'm really excited to kind of share Dolores Cannon with you guys. And if you've already read Dolores Cannon or any of her works, because my gosh, she has 17 books that I know of, then please do share. All right, I'm going to try to keep up on comments today a bit better and not get so far behind. So I'm going to be right there with you. Slims, let's go. So you already know about Dolores. Exciting. One of my subs just joined. Dang it, I missed who it was. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you guys. And as a reminder, it's a quick plug to subs. If you want to be a sub, you get a recap video of every single live session that I do, so don't forget. And I give all sorts of behind the scene videos and just extra sub stuff, and eventually sub only live. So hopefully you'll be a sub. If you don't want to be one now. Mohammed, no thanks. I've got to decline right now to go live together. Good morning, Jen. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Jen's a sub. Thanks for joining, Jen. Excited to have you. Okay, so, oh, thank you. I appreciate you loving my lotus flower back there. It's pure copper. I like to have copper around me, as everyone knows, so get yourself some pure copper stuff. Okay, so let's talk about Dolores Cannon and the healing benefits you can gain by understanding that you are in control of everything, right? And you have everything you need to do anything you want. It's insane, you guys. Like, you have the power to do it. Now, Dolores Cannon was a hypnotherapist, okay? She was very, very into past life regression, where she would look into people's subconscious, like we talked about, the thing that's easily imprintable inside your mind. There's the conscious mind, and there's that subconscious mind that Neville talked about, easily imprintable. You're kind of just imprinting it every day. Well, she says that because it's easily imprintable and because you've lived multiple lives, so sorry guys if that's brand new to you or I don't offend anybody, but yes, I highly believe, and a lot of the truth sayers believe, that you've lived multiple lives, okay? So you're just, all those lives get imprinted on that subconscious mind, okay? And then she's able to access the subconscious and pull out some things that have happened in those other lives, all right? And that's what she's doing. That's what she's saying she's doing. And in the hypnotherapy world, she's quite the bomb, all right? Pretty cool lady. So you should look into Dolores Cannon, but if not, I'll tell you a little bit more about her. All right, so some of the things that she was talking about that you can do by accessing the subconscious mind is going to this really, really deep hypnotronic state. It's like a super deep hypnotherapy. And then there you're able to access like past life pains. U.S. Navy medic, I agree. We keep coming back to learn life lessons. That's exactly right, you guys. That's exactly right. And if you want me to just jump in, I mean, like Cannon talks about in here, pre-birth planning. That's what she used to call it. Pre-birth planning. Guys, she's heard from thousands of people that when they were sitting there remembering their pre-birth planning, like they're in it, that they're telling her, they're under this deep, hypnotherapy trances, and they're telling her about, oh yeah, I chose to go this life to give myself this test. I really want to focus on this aspect of myself, and here's all the people I want involved, and we've already agreed to do it through these soul contracts, and this is what I'm going to do. Like, planned every single step of your life. You did it already. And every day you go in and kind of like wake up and renew those soul contracts. You guys agree on it again of what you're going to do the next day. You literally agree the night before again what you're going to do. Everyone who's wronged you, done you well, everything. They've all been a part of your plan, and they're all doing what you've asked them to do. Okay, so just know that. That's the base Neville Goddard said, and you know what? Dolores Cannon believes the same thing, so kind of funky. All right, U.S. Navy medic. It's a shame that we can't recall previous lives, so you can. You can. It's just not something that we've been taught, okay? These are all things that we haven't been taught. They're not in mainstream news. We don't wake up normally and it's like, okay, guys, step 4 on how to do past life regression better, right? Says ABC. No, they don't care about any of that. A lot of them are just ignorant to it altogether and not... Some of it's a chosen ignorance, and I will say that, but a lot of it's not. They just haven't gotten there yet, you know, and it's not like you're better than them. Everyone has the same capacities. We all have the same capacities, you guys. Everyone can do this. It's something that we're all equally able to bring into our lives and access, I guess is what I'm going for, all right? So it's exciting stuff, which is why we all need to know. And one thing Dolores did is like she got all these different people's opinions together at one time. Like she was performing peer-reviewed scientific studies on hypnotherapy and like hypnotizing people with scientists right there measuring everything. Like it's insane, great stuff. We should definitely be talking about it more in regular science because that's what it is, you guys. It's advanced science, okay? I'm 35. I wasn't hearing about this stuff in school and it's amazing. Keep going, keep going. All right, I see some comments, so I'm gonna hit some people up. Okay. Oh, hello, Crystal. Good morning. How are you, girl? All right, Kelly White. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Slims, through her teaching, it's helped me forgive people. Let's go. Let's go. Dolores is so legit, you guys. Let's go, Slims. That's a great thing. It's all agreement from the beginning. That's right. We've all agreed to it from the beginning. We're all in it. They're all in it. Everyone in our lives is down to help us out because they've agreed to be there. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for an exact reason, and you were well aware that it was going to happen before you woke up this morning. And it all depends on your thought. Like you can change everything depending on your thought, and that's a lot of what Dolores talks about later too. So this is some of the new stuff that, you know, Neville doesn't really go into a lot. He does in other books, but I didn't mention it. You guys, you can change the whole world around you and everyone else's world, past and present, by your thoughts, okay? And you can shift realities and make your life better or worse depending on if you are a positive person or if you're a negative person, okay? I understand that this is not something that we're normally taught and you're like, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. I get it. They wanted it to be like that, okay? It's the narrow path. The path to truth is the narrow path, okay? And it's one of those paths that not everyone, like a cattle herd, goes down. It's not wide enough for the cattle herd to fit down. It's an individual journey, and you're going to feel very individualized during this journey. Get used to being by yourself and hanging out with yourself. You're one cool person, so get used to that. And that's something you really got to learn on this journey, okay? But you will start to see that it's a narrow path, okay? It's not mainstream. It's not out there. This information just isn't everywhere. And in fact, they like to kind of, if you know what I mean. Okay, so... one human being on earth. I'm struggling with how my husband passing being part of my life contract so hard. You know what? One human being on earth, let me just tell you, I have chills. Like, I cannot understand the pain you must be going through. I cannot even understand it. I don't know if I've lived a life before where that's happened because I just have chills all over my body and feel really empathetic towards you right now. I feel so sad. And that has got to be a hard journey, but I know you chose it. I know you did. And I hate to say that because that is a hard thing. There's something you wanted to learn from this. Okay? Your soul on its journey, and this is what Dolores talks about a lot, is required to learn this. Required. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you're required to learn from this. Only you know. I have no idea. But you're required to learn something from this. Maybe it's a strength you're supposed to gain. Maybe it's an insight you're supposed to understand. I don't know. I don't know, okay? But you can do it. You can do it. You can get through this. You will grow, okay? And you're worthy of great things. And you're going to receive great things in your life, okay? So get over it. Not get over it, but let's go, okay? Now you got to step up, and then you got to get your self-confidence back. And then you got to trust yourself and say, why did I put this here for me? What's my lesson here? Why would I do this? Why would I put myself in this situation? Because trust me, I've been there and I've yelled at myself like 100 times and cried and bawled and been like, why? Why would I choose to do this? I do not get it. Just please tell me why. Why? If I believe that I'm here for a reason, and if I believe that I control everything, and I believe that I put all these things into my life, tell me why. Then open up to me and let me access why. Let me access why, you guys. And accessing why and trying to figure out why are great questions to ask that true self inside you. God, universe, future self, whatever that is, true self, it's inside you and you have access to it. And you can ask and you shall receive, okay? Knock and it shall be opened unto you. You will find that. It's not a religious thing, it's a spiritual thing, okay? The Bible was put here to guide us in a spiritual way and help us to open up things and access different parts of our body in different ways, and including our mind, which is a really advanced structure. We also have another spiritual mind down here in our stomach that we can talk about later in the solar plexus. Okay, so sorry, that kind of put me off task. I'm so sorry to hear about that one human being on Earth, and I definitely send all my love to you right now. Like, all my love is going to you right now. So I hope anyone else who believes in that and channeling love, please send your love to her, because that's a hard lesson. Love to you. Okay, I'm gonna move on. So I can. Yes, you can. You've got this. So I can help others in that walk. Let's go. Let's go. Okay? Yes. So you already know. All right? So you already know why you went through it. So you can help others in that walk. Let's go. Okay? You start trusting that purpose. There's no other way for you to get to that purpose unless that were to happen. Right? Like, you chose this and you're a great and powerful being. You are a God being when you're working with the God inside your head, the universe, the all-power knowing person that you can rise up to be with. And that's what the Bible talks about and different things like that. You are powerful. You know what's right for you. You keep going. You can do it. You're very powerful. Okay? Okay, let's go. I love it. Okay, prayers and love. Thank you, everyone. Love it. Thank you. Love the questions. Let's talk about it together, guys. Okay, so let's get into some of the things that Dolores Cannon actually talks about and what she's really telling you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What she's really telling people to do and how they can access it themselves. Because my goodness, you guys, it's really cool. And it really helps, like Slims was talking about, like forgiveness. To understand what's going on and to be like, ah, okay, that makes sense why I would do this. Okay, now I know why I signed up. Let's go. Here we go. All right, now I'm a player in this game. Let's go. All right, let's go. Okay, so individual control over life and events. I mean, really, she emphasized that everyone has control over their own life through their actions, thoughts, and beliefs. Okay, that's what I was talking about, being positive all the time. Let's be positive. Look at things from a positive mindset. Always positive. That's not to say I'm always positive, you guys. I am the worst example of negativity sometimes in the world, and I suck sometimes, literally suck. I get so mad at myself, but you know what the most important thing I can do in those situations? Forgive myself, man. Forgive it. It's something I told myself I had to go through and learn. I want to learn from it. That's the first thing I think of is like, okay, how can I learn from this? Please let this never happen again. Oh my gosh. That was horrible. Please help this never happen again, right? That's like power and moving forward and moving towards it and not soaking in that moment of like, suck. Ah, I suck. Don't soak in that. Like, feel it, right? You feel that suck and then release it, all right? And then move on and be like, now what do I have to do to never feel that suck again? All right? Because no one's trying to feel the suck. No oone's trying to be like, man, you know what? I love to suck. It's awesome. But you know what I do love about sucking? Knowing that I'm going to get better. All right? I'm like, okay, well, hopefully that lesson's done. That sucked. All right? But you can't, like, get there. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. I love your content. Thank you. Appreciate you. You know, you can't get there until you go through it. How am I going to appreciate the not suck if I haven't been through the suck? Right? I can't. I can't appreciate, you know, how good it is if I haven't been through the not good. I can't. We're humans, you guys. Like, we learn in this way. We are God people is what they like to call us. When you rise up to be with that God, universe, future self, true self inside of you, that's what they say. That's what these truth sayers are saying. That's what these yogis are preaching is like, all I'm trying to do is be enlightened so I could be with God all the time. And why? Because he's not just sitting there playing a harp. Hi, Time to Heal. Welcome. Thanks for joining, girl. Not just, or a boy. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say you're a girl, but, and it's not, I'm not offending. It's not just sitting there playing a harp. It's doing what you ever think about is being the right thing and the most fun thing you can think of. You're doing. And you're living it right now. You're living in heaven and hell right now. You're creating it right now. It's all up to you right now. It's crazy stuff, guys. And that was only point 1 on Dolores. I'm like, wow. Yeah, you were a girl. I saw your picture earlier. Hello. Hi, Time to Heal. You had me at God. Let's go, Lenore Lenovo. So we're just telling everybody about the power of the subconscious mind. The power and the theme for today is you are in control. You've got everything you need to do anything you want. Okay, that's the theme. You are in control. You've got everything you need to do anything you want. Don't forget, if you subscribe, you get all my notes and a recap video after. And there's a lot of them this time. Here, I'll let you look close. There's a lot of them. I mean, I do a little recap video. Dolores is where it's at, you guys. And this was only like, I don't know, 2 or 3 books. She's got examples of everyone that she was hypnotizing. Crazy cool books if you ever want to read it. Okay, so do you only drink out of copper water? No, not only. Not only. I'll drink bottled water every now and again. Really advocate of life water. You should do things that are healthy for you guys. You should spend the most money on your health. So I eat really good food and drink really good water. I'm not looking for the value or the best value. I'm looking for the best. So always the best. No best value. Thanks, someone liked it. Appreciate you. But best value is where they'll get you. Oh, the best value? No, thanks. No, just give me the best. I'll pay for that. Okay, thanks. All right, so individual control over life events, because I know I'm in control, and if the best things are available to me, I'm going to snag them out and make them mine. Doesn't matter if I have to get this paper fiat currency they call money for it. Fine, I'll make that somehow. That doesn't matter, because I know I'm abundant. And if you start to know these things too, then you will be this sure and this confident as well. Let's go. Okay, question. Crystal, what bottled water do you trust? So I like Life Water. I actually really enjoy Life Water. I think it's awesome. Other bottled waters are better than non-bottled waters, okay? So if you're going to drink water at all, I always lean on the sides of like reverse osmosis water or distilled water. Those are the 2 waters that I lean on. But again, if you're doing just like a bottle that you're going to grab out of the fridge or something, Life Water is great. I like it. Keeps that pH balance correct, so you're alkaline in a way that your body's not overly acidic. Let me put this in a plug for Don't Drink Coffee. This is my Don't Drink Coffee plug, so sorry if I'm offending anybody. You're not supposed to drink coffee. It keeps your body in too much of a state of alkalinity and allows tumors and things like that to grow. I've talked about it before. Sorry about that. But side note, not all the time at least, like not on a daily basis. Okay. Do you have interval recommendations for drinking copper water to prevent copper toxicity? So Slim's great question. So drinking copper water in general on a daily basis, sipping a cup or 2 or 3 of copper water on a daily basis is going to be perfectly fine. You just need to make sure you're consuming other sources of water. You're supposed to have maybe like 8 bottles of water a day because it's 8 glasses. That's about 2 cups per serving. And so you drink about 8 glasses a day, but of copper water, maybe drink about, I don't know, 2 to 5. You'd be fine with anything in there. Don't try to be like chugging copper water. Same thing with colloidal silver. If you're taking colloidal silver, take your daily recommended dose if you're going through your coughing and mucus and things like that, but don't overdo it. Yeah, don't overdo any of it. So hopefully that helped you, Slim. You said, do you have interval recommendations? So you can literally drink it on the daily. You can drink it on the daily, pour yourself a glass. In fact, I have my glass over here. You can drink copper water on the daily. People were hating on me to clean my copper mugs. I'm sorry, I'll shine them up for you guys, but it's antimicrobial and antibacterial. Like it is what it is. It's clean, but yes, I will shine up for you. I sip. Okay, this is a mug. I don't know of what size, whatever you think. Hand size mug. Maybe 1 or 2 of these a day. And I'm totally fine. Been doing it for years. Okay, here we go. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks, Slims. Okay, do you have any recommendations for a coffee replacement old habits? 100%, I definitely do. I'm not even sponsored by you guys. You should just get it. I got it to get myself off coffee. Mud water. I have no affiliation with these guys whatsoever. None whatsoever. I use it myself. Mud water is great. It's a mix of a bunch of different mushrooms that will definitely help you still feel like it's got a tiny bit of caffeine in there, so you'll still feel a little caffeinated as you curve off of it. But honestly, it tastes like a chai latte. Pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. It came with a little... I got one that came with a little spinner thing. And this is not a for sale thing. I'm literally not even selling this. I just had it out because I was drinking it. Yeah, I buy Mud water. It's great. It helps me get off coffee, and I hope it helps all of you. Taste. Oh, yeah, like a chai latte. He says in there, the guy says in there something like, this is a chai latte meets something else. I don't know, but it really tastes like a really yummy chai latte. To me, I liked it a lot. But this blend, but there's lots of other mushroom blends, but I highly recommend mushrooms because it's like a natural alternative to the kicker caffeine of coffee and doesn't put your body in that same acidic state. Yeah. Good question. Thanks for asking that, my magpies. Taste, good question. Thanks, Megan. Not Tina. What's good starting dose for colloidal silver? Okay, so it depends on what you're wanting to do. So colloidal silver is really recommended for like a mucus buildup or something like that. If you have a lot of cough, congestion, bronchitis, bronchiolitis, asthma, stuff like that, right? That's when you're going to want colloidal silver. And so in general, if you're 10 to 30 ppms of colloidal silver, which means parts per million, then you're going to take your dropper full, which is about 30 to 60 drops. Little baby is going to take that 1 time per day. Kiddo is going to take that 2 times per day, and an adult is going to take it 3 times per day. And then you just take it till the mucus is gone and good to go. You can use it for lots of other things. Psoriasis, eczema, you can put it directly on there. It'll heal it topically. What else do you use colloidal silver for? Earaches, you can pull earaches out with it. All sorts of things. Colloidal silver is an always, like, all around great natural alternative product to have at your house. And you can make it through electrolysis. I'll do a video on that, guys. I keep saying I will, but I will. Mud water tastes like dirt. Try Rise. Same thing, but tastes better. Thank you, Mandy Blaine. Mandy Blaine, thank you. Appreciate your comments. Awesome. Okay, so I've never tried Rise. For me, you know, getting off black coffee, because I drink coffee black, so you might think that tastes nasty, but that's how I used to drink it. But getting off black coffee, mud water was pretty dang good. But I'm down to try anything, so yeah, definitely. If Rise is the same thing, it tastes better, let's go. Thank you. What's the name of it? Is it just Rise, Mandy? But mud water is what I was talking about. Good question, Janine. Jen, let's see. Any advice on starting a cleanse or supplements for someone with IBSD? Yeah, so the first steps for any like cleanse or supplement. So first off with supplements, I don't normally recommend that you just start taking a bunch of supplements. I do recommend a better diet, like a plant-based diet for a little bit and to start with that. But let me just like go through. Sorry, this is supposed to be a spiritual session, but I'm going to hit Jen's question up because this is a great question and she's a sub. So that's literally why. Okay, so because you're a sub, Jen, I'm going to tell you that, you know, the first thing you want to do is literally start with like a distilled water cleanse, okay? A distilled water cleanse, it's an open ion. As distilled water is evaporated and caught in its container, it's an open ion. So as you put it into your body or any other like machinery, because distilled water is always recommended for machinery in the hospitals and things that they use, they put it into the machine because as soon as it grabs anything it comes in contact with, it's going to close itself on and pull itself out, okay? And so our body has this really great way of putting all toxins right in the middle, like putting it all in there for us and having them ready to be pulled. So as soon as you drink the distilled water, it starts to pull all those suckers out and really allow that body to start flushing it out. You can still eat during this time, but I highly recommend a plant-based diet. A lot during this time. I do recommend that. Your body needs it to become more alkaline. And there's a lot of stuff in our food that's keeping our bodies way too oily. Our oil is sluggish. There's a lot of breathing. In fact, I could quickly talk about some breathing things that'll help you kind of instantly with almost any sort of solution we're dealing with. I wasn't even going to get into the yogi breathing today, but Jen, you brought it up, and spiritual sessions are meant to kind of throw us off topic, so let's do it. Yogi breathing, you guys, is one, and Jen, this does all come back, so just hang in there with me, okay? Yogi breathing is one of the best and healthiest things you can do for your body. Yogis believe that if you breathe the right way, you can cure anything in your body. That goes along with Dolores Cannon's thoughts of if you believe it, you can achieve it. You can do anything. So if you believe you're healthy, you are. Okay, along with Neville Goddard that we talked about. You guys, it's all about the mind power, okay? And the breathing and how the body works. So here's what yogis believe on how the body works. Let me tell you just so you understand, okay? When you inhale, the blood gets oxygenated. Okay, and it comes out of the right ventricle, I believe. If yogis are way better at this than me. And pulsates through the body as healthy, oxygenated, bright red blood. As it goes through the body, it comes back sluggish, gross, oxygen depleted, and blue. Blue as it enters into the left ventricle. Okay? It goes through a cleaning process with the assistance of our oxygen that we're inhaling. Every time we inhale, don't inhale through your mouth. That was a really bad thing. Nose breathing is the way to go, not mouth breathing. And I talk a lot, so you got to remember that. Nose breathing is the way to cleanse your breath. And this was supposed to be another video. Hilarious, you're getting it in this one. So you want to breathe in. Feel the bottom lungs up first, then the middle part, then the top. Hold it in for a second. And then release. Okay, so why did I just do that and look like a crazy person on live? Well, let me tell you. Okay, when you're doing that sort of breathing, the oxygen that you bring in with that breath that you really allow yourself to bring in performs this combustion process with your blood. And any impurities and impurifications in the blood during that time get this like combustion process. It's how our bodies work. Our bodies are a really, really advanced machine, you guys. And yogis talk about this a ton. Okay, this is Ayurvedic medicine and lots of other Oriental breathing and the science of breath. This is Yogi Ramacharaka 101, all right? You look him up, Yogi Ramacharaka. But as your body does that and as you breathe better, bring in more healthy oxygenated blood.
You allow that blood to be cleaner. The whole cycle gets cleaned up. As you hold in that air, the whole cycle benefits from the extra oxygen you're providing it. It's really, really important. A lot of us just breathe very shallowly. Like, I'm talking, right? Daily basis, like very shallow breathing. We need to breathe more heavy. Now, let's see. I got some good comments I want to address. Let me go up here. Okay. So not everyday thing, just a remedy to feel good again. It's not everything, just remedy. Okay, so sorry, not Tina. Let me go back. Any advice on starting a cleanse or supplements for someone? So anyways, a cleanse, herbal cleanse, liver cleanse. I'd go with the liver cleanse. You can do burdock root. You can do dandelion. You can do sarsaparilla, astragalus, right? These are all things I'd highly recommend for a liver cleanse. But you won't get the benefit of the liver cleanse fully unless you clean out all those little receptors that your body has and are lacking on all of the elements that are going to be within the herbs that are within the cleanse itself, which is usually a tincture. So I hope that was a quick explanation on why. So you want to clean the body out first, clear a lot of that mucus out, allow those receptors to receive the liver cleanse you're going to give them, and then you can keep going. So like you can do it in a tea or you can do it in a tincture, but that's what I highly recommend. Okay, let me move on. Hopefully that helped, Jen. Thanks for subbing, by the way. Okay, so Tina, so not everyday thing, just a remedy to feel good again. I think you're talking about colloidal silver. Colloidal silver would not be every day. A remedy to feel good every day if you just want to feel great. Honestly, you guys, like echinacea, calendula, those are good teas to just take on an everyday basis. Peppermint, thyme. Put more culinary herbs in your system if you want to feel good on a daily basis and give your body more of an immune system boost. All of us need an immune system boost, and that's really what the breathing can do. So the technique is just something you could do. You're supposed to breathe fully all the time, but the yogi breath I just showed you is just a technique you can do daily, once a day, to help more oxygenate your body and your system. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Mandy, what would I use for dry skin? My daughter washes her hand way too much. Yeah, I have an herbal skin balm that's fantastic. It's on my website at gramfamfarm.com, or you can make it yourself. You're going to want to use a base of like olive oil, coconut oil, and beeswax. That could be the base of your salve. I like to then mix in like plantain and calendula. They're really, really good. I also mix in, I think in that one, I've got lavender. And I also think I have honey in there too. So you're going to melt that down and make a really nice balm and salve. You scoop a salve out, so a little goes a super long way. But that's what I would use. You can make it yourself or check ours out at gramfamfarm.com. Rise is the name. Got you. Thank you, Mandy. So it's Rise, R-Y-Z-E, guys, for the mushroom coffee. Thanks, Mandy. Silver, where did you get your medical degree? Silver, I am not a doctor. Thanks for joining. Glad to have you here. So I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is herbal advice and Oriental Ayurvedic traditions. So yogis kind of talk about this. There's a lot of like Oriental training on this, and a lot of Ayurvedic medicine focuses on a lot of the stuff that I've talked about. And those are things that I've studied, but I definitely don't have a degree in them. I'm not certified in them in any way. And there's really no such thing as an herbal certification except for schools that are trying to make money off of you and sell them theirs. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question, but I don't know, maybe you have yours. But yeah, so traditional like US medicine doesn't go this far. They will eventually, and then they'll call it their own. So eventually they get there and then they're like, wow, look at this renowned thing, and they're starting to do that. But they'll get there, and yogis have said that for years. They're like, yeah, traditional, American Western medicine is actually what they call it. They're scraping the surface in some areas, but I mean, that's why I like our infant mortality rate so high, Silver, if you are a doctor. Yeah, the U.S.'s infant mortality rate's super high because our medical research is not really there yet. But we are getting there, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But yeah, yogis are way more advanced, and that's why I really err on the side of focusing on those civilizations and cultures that have already done it, been there, done that, experienced the growth and the healing power it has to offer. So I really go by experience in this session, and Dolores Cannon is far more experienced than I will ever be in this hypnotherapy healing, this quantum healing technique that she's got going on. She's amazing. So look into it if you've never seen it before. But great question. Okay. How many breaths needed per day? Sean, hilarious. I really don't know. I do not know how many breaths are needed per day. I think it's probably individualistic per each person, but I love the question. Yeah, so I think it's more of those feel-good things. Some people's blood is probably more oxygenated than others because they probably breathe more correctly, and then other bloods may be less oxygenated because there's a lot of incorrect breathing. A lot of it is like bad chest posture too, like keeping your shoulders back. People don't really do that. A lot of us are like this all the time, like just chilling, hunched over. That's really, really bad for this entire system and teaches the system to be like puny, like, he doesn't need much from me. I'm just going to squander here, right? But if you're like, no, I need a lot from you, let's work. Then you're like, lungs of a beast, and that's what you're going for. But I don't know if Western doctors would tell you that, and honestly, I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't care what they say, because I've learned that I've seen the truth in the other cultures that they have, and I've seen that they're doing it the right way, and the trajectory that they're on doesn't conflict with Western medicine in those cases. It does on pharmaceuticals, don't get me wrong, but in those areas where like how the body works, it's just on Western medicine. They're like, oh, I don't know that. I don't know how the pineal gland works. I have no idea. We don't know. Okay, well we do. All right, so. Great question. Jen, thank you so much. Awesome. Glad that answered. Sarah, good morning. That's my sister. Good morning, Sarah. Thanks for joining. Okay. Did you make organic products? Yeah, I make all natural, organic, handmade herbal remedies and solutions I've used for my family for a long time. So it's on gramfamfarm.com. Check it out. But yeah, this isn't a sale video, but yeah, I'm wearing a hat for it. Pretty sweet. And Sarah, actually, so my brother Joel owns Peacock Hat Co. and they made this hat. It's awesome. Check it out. Peacock Hat Co. They're amazing. Okay, I'm sorry, just got on. Can you do the yogi breath one more time? Please, Erica, let's go. Thank you. I will. I felt like a crazy person, but I will definitely do it again. So this is the yogi breath that's recommended. Yogis say to do this at least once a day to bring more oxygen into your body, okay? There's 3 steps. You're going to fill up the lower lungs first. You always breathe in through your nose. You're going to fill up the lower lungs first, then the middle lungs, and then finally the top lungs with a nice little shoulder shrug at the end. You're going to hold it in for a few seconds. You're not trying to go blue here. And then you slowly release it. You can release a little through the mouth, but mostly should be through the nose. I probably did it incorrect earlier to blow out all the impurities that just you brought in when you breathed in. Okay? Ready? Here we go. So you can breathe in. You got to see me look like a crazy person again. I hope that helped. But yeah, if you're subbed, don't forget to subscribe. So yeah, that's the yogi breath. You should do that once a day, you guys, and it really will bring in more oxygen to your blood and allow your blood to clean itself out better, which helps every other part of your body, especially your liver, Jen. Especially your liver, okay? And your kidneys and everything else. They all get just a ton of benefits from this, you guys. All of them have oxygen receptors, and they're all trying to fill up their oxygen holders all the time. They're storage holders. They're all trying to fill it up. I mean, all the organs in your body. They're all trying to fill these receptors up. And one of the reasons we're seeing disease, because remember, yogi medicine, oriental medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, they're focused on preventing disease. They're not focused on treating disease. They're focused on preventing disease, okay? Western medicine's focused on treating disease. We need preventive medicine, at least in my family. We need preventative things to do. And this is one of those things that yogis have found for thousands of years that has kept them healthy, made it so they don't have these degenerative diseases. There's a lot of neuro stuff in here too, guys. Did you know that your neural system and all of that really needs oxygen, highly requires oxygen? Crazy, okay? Like, we're very oxygen deficient. We're a lot of trace mineral deficient. It's very funny. The things we need most, we're all very deficient in, but doctors aren't going to tell you to go get more copper or go get more silver or go breathe better. Start being a nose breather instead of a mouth breather. They're not going to tell you that. Why? I don't know. I didn't put them in their school, but I'm just saying they aren't. So why? I don't know. So it is a question we should all ask, and let's see what we want to focus on. Okay, Erica, I'm sorry. Okay, I got your questions. Hopefully that helped, Erica. Mandy, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Not Tina. Thank you. What's your thought on Better Lungs Detox Tea? So in general, just for better lungs in general, focus on the immune system, of course, first and foremost, but Mullein. Okay, I always am like Mullein. Put some Mullein in your life. Get some marshmallow root. It's great for your respiratory system. Marshmallow root. Honey is actually another one that's really, really good for your respiratory system. So those are ones that I would focus on. But again, your immune system is something that you shouldn't forget about. So don't forget to get your Tulsi basil in, right? And don't forget about your culinaries like marjoram and thyme and rosemary. I mean, you guys, these things are super beneficial for us, super beneficial. And you can cook with them. You don't even have to do a tea. You don't like tea? Cook with the, culinary herbs that are really, really good for you. That's what I do for my family. My husband's not going to sit down and drink a tea, you guys. It ain't happening. It's not happening. So, but he will eat my food if I cook it, and I'm always cooking with it. Okay, so just get really good herbs, grow them yourself. It's a really great time right now, you guys, to get yourself some seeds. I don't sell seeds, so go find yourself some natural seeds. If you get a lot of the prepper packs, if you're a prepper at all or like looked into that, They have great packs. So there's a lot of prepper packs that you can get. There's like they're always heirloom, because that's first and foremost, number one, always heirloom, okay, you guys, because you want to be able to grow the seeds again and never have to get anything again. You put it in once, it's always going to come back for you. So always get an heirloom and put them in now. You guys, there's so many options we have just as our own individual people. They sometimes don't want us to know, and we should know. We should really know, and we could figure out a lot of things ourselves, and we get more confidence, and then you can gain more confidence in that self, and then feel more confident in that subconscious power of your mind, and boom shakalaka, life created. Let's go. You know, dream life created. Okay, how do I learn to become a yogi and herbalist? So yogis and herbalists are two separate things, okay? I do study herbalism and I call myself an herbalist, but I am more into the yogi tradition and Ayurvedic medicine and different teachings like that. There's a lot of them called Oriental medicine and Oriental teachings. So Miracle, what you would want to do, or at least what I did, let me tell you what I did. I looked into someone called Yogi Ramacharaka. He has a lot of books. One of them's called Light on the Path. Another one's called Science of Breath. I'm sure you guys can start throwing out some of his other books. He's amazing, okay? Yogi Ramacharaka. He writes for the Western reader. He writes it in a way that makes sense to the Western reader. I say this, here's why I say this, you guys. The English language is super diluted, okay? Our language and the words we use don't have the same in-depth meaning as other words that are used in like Oriental teachings and Eastern Indian teachings and things like that. We don't communicate in words that have the same depth of value, even in Italian languages, even in Spanish languages. The American language and the English language is very diluted. We don't have words to mean like love. There's words in Ayurvedic medicine that mean more than love. Okay, and I don't have an English term to give me more than love. So as you're reading some of these texts, you know, that have been translated over time, like Oriental texts and Ayurvedic texts, it's a lot. It's like, it's still hard to understand. Just like interpreting like Jewish texts, and people have done that before. It's hard to understand because those other languages really have this in-depth meaning that are allotted to certain words. So what Yogi Ramacharaka does in his books, or her books, because it's a pen name, they literally take all these teachings and understand them in a way from an English language, and then put them in a way where I read it and I was like, and I have no yogi training, I have no background like that at all, other than Yogi Ramacharaka and then what I've read from then, of course, but it was understandable, and still one of those where I feel like I can read it 100 times and get something else out of it. So definitely do that. Like, it's awesome, okay? Like, it's amazing. Now, herbalism in general, there's tons of great books you can learn for herbalism. Tons of books. I would look into, like, a lot of pepper books have them in there, but like Rosemary Gloudstar has some great ones. There's some books in my TikTok shop you can check out too. Mullein is great for, yeah, Mullein definitely. And it's M-U-L-L-E-I-N, but because you put spelling. So yeah, that's actually how you do it. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Please, by the way, don't forget to subscribe. I just had a thing, notification on there. I'm supposed to tell you to subscribe. $6 a month, I get $2, TikTok gets the rest, and it gives you lots of cool behind-the-scenes videos and more breakdown of what I was supposed to be talking about today, which I will get back to on Dolores Cannon. My O2 reads 93, 94 all the time. I don't know why it's low all the time. You're breathing, Sean. $100 that you're breathing. And it's not like your fault. We were taught to breathe this way because we're like civilized culture. We were taught to breathe this way. It'd be weird if I were just like, people would think I was like a lunatic, you guys. Like, it's, you know, you do that by yourself, and that's where like meditation comes in, and yoga comes in, Tai Chi comes in, because all these breathing techniques, this yogi breath, are taught in those sorts of arts. So like, do one of those, do a 10-minute, 25-minute Tai Chi every morning, and you will get more of the benefits of the yogi breath. Trust me, I've done it, and it teaches the yogi breath there. Sean. Chance, hey, what's up, Chance? Have you done any research on blue zones? I have not, Chance. Tell me about blue zones. Tell me about that. I'd love to hear more. Not Tina. SJ, the northern chick. Yes, mullein leaf. Yes, perfect. Erica, thank you. Erica, can I grow in pots? My dirt is so dry and hard. Definitely, 100%. Pots was my first way I started growing, and raised beds in my back porch. Actually, first started inside, then back porch, and now we have tons of property, huge garden. Definitely. Point is to just get started and figure out what works for you. I use like a Ruth Stout no-till garden method. That works for me, where you add things and don't really mess up the soil, and you allow the weeds to grow over in the winter, so it aerates it like a cover crop. So we can talk more about that in another video. Naomi, hey, good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Learning so much with you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Natina. Awesome. So glad you're learning so much. Okay, so you guys, let's get back into Dolores Cannon and what I wanted to talk about. And so today's live might be a little longer because I'm feeling it, and let's go. Okay. Individual control over your life and events. We talked about that. Now we kind of hit on the second one, which is pre-birth planning, you guys. Think about this. If you have children, think about this for a second. Your kids, and this is not something you're going to hear in typical religion or mainstream. Just listen, hear me out. What Dolores Cannon teaches and what she's learned from her hypnotherapy sessions with other clients that are like doing this all the time and telling her the same thing over and over and over again in different therapeutic sessions. Your kids chose you. Chose you before they came here. They chose you to be their parent. They chose that. Your friend chose you before you came here. Chose to come to you and be your friend. You wanted that friend. Your mom and dad, you chose to come to them. You chose that. No matter how horrible and rocky or amazing and beautiful that relationship is, you chose to come to them. You did. They were the ones that could teach you what you needed to know. Crazy, huh? You chose that. Because there's this thing called pre-birth planning that we talked about, you guys. No, they didn't. They did. They did. And that may go definitely against Dolores Cannon's teaching, you guys. I will have to say, Eyes Guy, there's no name, so I'm just calling you Eyes Guy, goes against religious teachings and different teachings that you would have seen in the past. So I understand that this will be different than what you're used to, but this is one of those universal truths that you will come to find out, and it's really freeing and amazing. And so please stick with us, and I hope you get there. But thanks for joining. Okay, so let's see. No, they didn't. I believe that. Awesome, Northern Chick. That's your imaginary opinion. This is called, I want to let you know what you're talking about right now. The reason you're like lashing out and putting it in all bold to me and why you're on my channel doing this is because your true self, your subconscious, your God, whatever you want to call it, the universe inside is calling you to wake up a little bit. Wake up. What you've been told is keeping you in this negative, pessimistic state. All right? You don't have to be so pessimistic and yell at other people for having opinions that are different than yours. All right? You can listen to what they have to say, and then you could always leave. It's completely your call and your decision. I'm not charging you or forcing you to be here, but if you want to be here to learn, I would definitely love to teach you what a lot of people have used to help them better themselves, better their life, and better their abundance and their circumstances. Oh, sorry, guys. I got stuff in my eyes. So, thank you for being here first and foremost, but your imagination is stronger than you think, so if you say it's my imaginary opinion, it might just be, and it's very, very strong. Your imagination creates your reality, and I hope your reality is a good one, Scary Eyes, because I don't know that it is. You're on here fighting with us. Let's see. Naj Warrior, I feel it in my core. Let's go, Naomi. That's right, because this is how truths happen, and this is how truths are shown to us. We don't all learn the truths the same way, you guys, okay? Jen Cap, let's go. Thanks, Jen. Appreciate you, girl. We don't all learn the truths the same way, but we all feel them the same way, okay? Something that one person can trigger to understand the truth, something that triggers them might not do a darn thing for you. And something that triggers you might not do a darn thing for them, okay? But all that matters is once you're both triggered and you both can feel it, because that's what the truth is, a feeling that you literally cannot deny, then it's the same. You both feel it. You know you can't deny it. It's like, yeah, I don't know, but all I know is that can't be true because I already know it goes against the truth and I know what's true. It doesn't matter if they've told me that my entire life because I know it. Like, Santa's not real, guys. Stop thinking he is. But you're powerful and abundant, so here we go. You can do way more than Santa ever could. Okay, so sorry, gotta take a break for a second. I don't like negativity, you guys, but you know what? I feel like we can't just ignore it sometimes. We gotta confront it, and we gotta be reasonable and logical with it. And if I'm trying to wake people up, which is what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to spread the word of truth, love, abundance, prosperity, and self-confidence and self-growth, and just like maximizing self, let's go. Sometimes confrontation's required. I'm not being mean, I'm being truthful. Sometimes confrontation's required. Wake up, guys, let's go. We got a lot to do. Waking up's only step one. Waking up's only step one. And as hard as waking up is, waking up's only step one. Oh, it doesn't get crazy from there. Then we gotta lead people. Come on, we gotta lead the people. We gotta figure out, we gotta tell them how to wake up too. We gotta help them. You're not gonna force it. We're not forcing it on anybody. There's no such thing as forcing the wake up. It doesn't happen. But the wake up can sometimes be like confrontational. Okay, here we go. And you asked me to do it. You agreed with me to do it before you woke up today. You already knew this was happening. You already agreed with me. So here we go. Okay. You wake up, crazy lady. Appreciate you. Okay. I'm always like, why in such a hurry to come back, laugh out loud, but I was meant for this life. That's exactly right, Northern Chick. Like, you're meant for this one. Only you've got a job to do that only you can do. SJ, the Northern Chick, only you can do your job. I can't do your job. No one else can fill your little peg hole for you. Like, if you don't do your job, like, we're on a pegboard, people. Think of it that way. We're on a pegboard. Each one of us is supposed to fill a certain peg, okay, to make this machine go and brew. And I'm kind of going to talk about it. Not in your inner world too, but on a larger, broader reality-based world. If you don't fill your peg hole, you don't have to fight for your peg hole. Your peg hole's yours, all right? You got a mission. Your peg hole's your mission, okay? You got a mission. It's yours, SJ Northern Chick, your mission, okay? And you can fill it and only you. I'm not going to jump into your peg hole and fill your peg hole. You're not going to jump in and fill mine. None of us want to. We don't want to stop the other one from filling our peg hole. We're all supposed to fill our peg holes. We're supposed to be like, people, let's go. We got some peg holes to fill. Okay, I know that makes crazy zero sense. That part is crazy. That analogy, yeah, that was crazy. But that was an analogy that hopefully someone understood, to understand that it's a collective work too, you guys, okay? But it's a collective work that's not a competitive work. It's a collective work. It's not a competitive one. I don't have to compete with you and try to finish it before you do and you're knocked out. It's not like that at all. We're all supposed to help each other grow. We're all supposed to get better. The better we get individually, the better everything gets collectively. It's amazing. And Dolores talks about that too, if you want me to jump to that. Evolution of consciousness, the importance of evolution of consciousness. Okay, collective consciousness and its impact, because Dolores talks about this, and I want to be clear that this is Dolores Cannon right now, and I will get to comments. Exactly, let's go. Exactly, let's go. Okay. I'm always like, okay, perfect, positive only. Thank you, Kelly. Jen, thank you. If you don't believe, leave the live. Love it. Oh my gosh, you handle negativity so well. Thank you, Miracle. You know, you got to confront it. You guys can't run away. You just got to go. Sorry, I got a phone call. Did you see my comment to, I don't know, about Imitrex supplement? My husband just walked in. Don't worry, you won't see him. Just came back from the gym. Okay, someone says, did you see the comment about Imitrex supplement? No, I didn't. I didn't see the comment about Intramax supplement. Sean, put it on there again. Put it on there again. Intramax. I'm looking. Put it on there again, Sean. Sorry about that. What do you want to know? Why leave? I like interacting with imaginary opinions. Well, good for you. Might learn something. Let's go. You're welcome here. Naomi, absolutely. Can you mute that person? But I will stop talking about them if they keep getting negative. I won't talk about their comments anymore. Deal? Oh, someone's calling me. Sorry. Thanks for the contribution. Thanks, Slims. Let's go, right? Thanks for the contribution. Hey, we all agreed to have this person be here before, so got to look at it for the best it is, right? Let's learn to handle negativity well, and then once enough is enough, let's move forward, right? All right, okay. Waking up is the only sit-up I do. Oh, Sean, hilarious. Hey, well, I'm not going to judge your personal habits at all, but what I will say is movement is really important in our lives, and like the more you move, the healthier you're going to be. So I don't care what kind of movement you want to do, but movement's super important. A lot of lymphatics health can come just from moving alone. And Tai Chi is a great one because it's very low impact and anyone can do it. That's why you're seeing like the 100-year-old grandmas doing it over there. I mean, it's amazing. I say over there, like it's an Oriental tradition and there's a lot of yogis. I mean, you guys, there's so much to learn. So pretty cool stuff. You don't have to do sit-ups, but hilarious. They're here for a reason. Let's go, Miracle. Exactly. So SJ, the Northern Chick. So is copper water just because it's in a copper cup? Yes. It's basically just water infused with tiny particles of copper. The longer it sits there, the more it gets infused with that. Okay? It's a cold infusion, basically. You can get the same benefits from a pure silver cup. You can get the same benefits from a pure gold cup, which I highly recommend. You are wonderful. Thank you, Janine. Thank you. Appreciate it. You are as well. Okay. Enchanted. Boop. Where, when can we learn more about the manifesting methods? Okay. Would you like to learn more now? Should we just go into them now? Okay. I feel like let's just go into the manifestation methods now and how you do it. So it's all about controlling your thoughts. Okay. So this is Dolores Cannon isn't really, she can tell you more about like past lives, how you've handled that. But when you're talking more about manifestation and what to do, let me just go to a different subject here. So you want to make sure that you've got a clear idea of what you want. Step one. Okay. Clear idea of what you want. You're looking for something that's specific, but not too particular, where you're limiting your creativity and your mind. Okay. So maybe it's a goal you want to achieve. All right. Maybe it's my business makes $50,000 in a month. My business makes $100,000 in a month. I don't know what your goal is. Maybe it's, I get 2 new clients by Wednesday. I don't know what your goal is, but the first step is creating your goal. The second step is truly believing in that goal, thinking about what it would feel like if that goal were already accomplished, and then living in that feeling of goal already accomplished. You're just like reminiscing in it. You're sitting back in a chair. Neville Goddard used to always sit back in a chair. I like his technique. I think it's one of the easier ones to learn. That's why I'm going to go there. But there's lots of others that do this. The Secret, they're all the same thing. But sitting back in a chair and just like chilling with it. You're just chilling. You're just thinking about, you're literally using your imagination. Crazy eyes. You're using your imagination and you're thinking about the best possible outcome of this thought, like the best way it could possibly turn out. And you're imagining like every detail of it, right? Like if I got 2 new clients, like right when I get them, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I looking like? You know, when I make $100,000 in a month, you know, what am I doing? What am I looking like? Oh, well, that's going to allow me to purchase my storefront that I want. So I'm going to be sitting there purchasing my storefront. I don't know. What does it allow you to do? You know, but you need to be really clear about that and have that in your mind and be solid with that in your mind. Okay. Like you've got it in your mind. You're chilling with that in your mind. Neville always says, do it before bed. He says, go do it before bed. Every night before bed's the best time to do it, because then you go to sleep when you're in that feeling. And then you wake up and it's called you pet the cat. If you're anything with Abraham Hicks, you wake up and you pet the cat, okay? That just means you chill with it. Like you release it, you let it go, your order's in. Dolores Cannon always calls it like you've put in your order and now you just let the universe bring it to you. Because it's like planting a seed. You're trying to plant a seed in the subconscious and then tell the subconscious, like believe this enough, subconscious, to make this a reality. Well, if you imprint that subconscious enough, you get what you've imprinted on it, which is the reality you're living right now, okay? Today's reality are yesterday's and all your past imprints on your subconscious, okay? You want to change your reality? We'll start imprinting something else in your subconscious. Be happier. Cup's always full, right? Let's be more positive. Like I've said, I'm the last person to talk about always being positive, right? Because we all make mistakes and feel the suck. But you guys, you got to have self-confidence and know that you can do it and you're progressing every single day and getting better every single day, okay? So that's what you do. And you feel it, and every night you're living in it, and pretty soon you just let it go. Next thing you know, you're living the reality you always wanted to live, and here it is. Okay, you're living your dream, and that's how it happens. When you start doubting it and fighting it and second guessing it, and how can this happen? How does this work? This doesn't work. Why? I can't do this. This is why, like hitting a wall. That will kill your plant. That will kill your plant that you just planted in your subconscious. Okay, your subconscious is not a discerner of reality. It is a non-discerner of reality and only goes with what the conscious mind tells it. So you have to replay nice things to it. I know if you've been here, you've already heard me say this a million times, but I think it's worth hearing again. You've got to implant nice things on your tape that keeps replaying itself over and over again in order to overcome a lot of those negative things you've had playing in your mind for such a long time. We all have them, right? I can't afford that. I have no money for that. I want to start a new business. I can't afford that. I have no money. I have no time. How would I do that? No, I don't even have a product. What would I sell? What would I buy? No one's going to buy. That's killing your plant. You just killed your plant. Hello, Galactic Overlord. Thank you for joining. Welcome. So you're just killing your plant. Stop killing your plant. You want to plant something? Let the seed grow. Nourish it. I'm a gardener, okay? So if you're a gardener, you know that you plant a seed. You got a little seedling in there that you're trying to plant. Nourish that puppy. Don't just be like, you suck. You suck. Nourish it. Let's go. Let's go. You got it. You can turn. Here we go. Here we go. What are you going to look like when you get bigger? Oh, I can't wait to see how beautiful you are. That's what you're doing to these dreams, okay? That's what you do to your subconscious. Like I've said it many times before. They call her, Neville calls her, that woman you've got to kind of schmooze into believing the situation. And as soon as she feels confident, the true universe inside of you, the God, true self, future self, whatever, as soon as it's confident that you're ready to take on that role and you're well aware, boom, instant change, everything changes. And that's just how it works, you guys. It's a scientific thing. It's advanced science. So the more you want to, learn about it, the more you can look into it in lots of different directions in theoretical science, you guys. It's not just Neville at all. It's definitely not, okay? Or Dolores even, because Dolores talks about it too. Okay, so let me answer some questions and let's go into more Dolores, what she has to say. Hopefully that answered your question, guys. Enchanted, woo! And if you want to learn more about him, you know, Dolores Cannon, Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, Think and Grow Rich is another one that kind of helps you do it with just understanding it. So these are books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They all teach the same idea of this thought process. It's in a lot of different areas, far outside just the spiritual one. Okay. Okay, I'm with you. Awesome, Naomi. Candace, laugh out loud. Just want to see the positive, beautiful people. Exactly. I feel you. Good morning. Good morning, Bluebird. Good morning. Okay, do you use copper cups to drink out of? Yes, I definitely do. You can get some on my TikTok shop or you can buy them anywhere. I use copper mugs, copper cups, everything. Really, really good for you. I have a great TikTok video about all the health benefits you can get from copper, actually. It's the fear that drives the negative behavior. Always, Naomi. Always. It's actually a reaction to waking up from the hypnosis, actually, that they've been under. So assimilation and assimilating into the United States and who we are and understanding that. There's certain things, there's certain, you know, facts that we agree on and a certain set of reality that's kind of like mainstream reality. And so when you get awoken to these other alternative ideas that have been working for centuries for other people, one of the first reactions, and the CIA has talked about this and lots of different brainwashing techniques and how to brainwash and what happens, is they get defensive right away. It's the first thing, anger, defensive, want to fight back. So it's the first thing that happens. But you can look that up with a lot of CIA hypnosis, and that's what happens. And we did it too. We did it too. When I woke up, I did it too. I denied it all too. Been there, done that. I think that's why I'm trying to be so empathetic with everyone, is because like I know what that was like. This sounds something crazy. I get you. I get you. But don't worry, I'm not. Okay, you're welcome. SJ Northern Chick. Just got my copper cup. Awesome. Let's go, Pam. Pam D1. Drink it every day, girl. You're going to feel those differences. Feel those differences. Emma, does a Moscow Mule cup work? So yes, unless it's not fully lined with copper. Sometimes what you'll see with those Moscow Mule cups is inside it's not full copper. It'll be like silver, not pure silver, but it'll be like metal lined. So watch out. They usually do those with the Moscow Mule ones. But if you get a really good Moscow Mule one, yep, work just as well. You can use that one too. Okay. Made me thirsty. Allie Todd, you sent me the colloidal silver. Thank you so much. Oh, awesome, Allie. You're very, very welcome. I hope it's working for you and your family, and I love to hear that. That's fantastic. I make colloidal silver. Check it out at grandfamfarm.com. Really good for coughs, mucus, bronchitis, bronchiolitis. Devo, hey girl, how are you? Thanks for joining. Good morning. Devo is a sub. Awesome sub. We talk a lot. Devo, glad to see you're doing well, girl. And thanks for joining. Sean, I'm not married anymore. God won't let me pet the cat. No, the actual cat. Maybe get a dog, maybe get a cat, maybe get a bird you can sit there and chill with. Literally, just that kind of cat, Sean. Good luck in your future relationships. Divorce is probably a really hard thing to go through. I don't wish that on anyone, but again, you chose that, and hopefully you choose that as use this as an experience to grow from and become better from, and hopefully you find happiness again, and you will find happiness again because you're here on this channel and your true self is calling you to do more and to feel more and to be more, which is why we're all here. So good luck, Sean. But thanks for sharing. I appreciate you. James, what you're really doing is redefining what you wanted it to make it seem like this nonsense worked. James, very true. So great point you actually bring up, sir. So Neville Goddard actually talks about this a lot, and I talked about this in my Neville Goddard video. Yes, so first you fake it till you make it. It's so weird how this mind and this power works, and this is what we're learning to do, is we're learning to use this creative power, because it's a really strong power once you learn how to use it. And we're not there yet where well, some people are, where you can instantly create. Sometimes that happens, but once you can, it'll make a little more sense. But yeah, the first step is to deny the crap reality you live in. You have to deny that crap reality that you want to change, ignore it completely and altogether, and imprint or sway or redefine what you're doing and your thought process, and print that on that subconscious mind so it starts playing some healthier, happier tunes to you, and it changes everything. It changes everything. James, I've been right where you are. I've experienced that. I have said exactly what you said. I literally used to read Yogi Ramacharaka 10, 11 years ago and just be like, okay, this is kind of a lot. Like, whoa, I don't know about all this. I'll take step one and maybe do some nose breathing, right? But give it a second. Give it a second, James. It's exciting. So try it out. Try it out. I really encourage you to try it out. But thank you for participating. Thank you for being here. Pam, positive thinking. The brain is very powerful. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It creates your reality, creates everything around you. Don't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. Stop being so negative. Let's go. Train your mind to think positively and it will change your life. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So in some Chinese cultures, they talk really old, ancient, oriental cultures. I'm not talking about China today, so I'm not getting political. I'm just saying old cultures, what they taught was taming the beast. They usually pictured it as an elephant. And there's a really good oriental saying about it is the elephant, and there's no words on it, okay? They're just pictorials. And the pictorials just kind of go across the screen like this. And they start in the top, okay, and they finish over here. At the first pictorial, there's a man, and he's got this elephant, and he's just like, the elephant is just destructive, right? The elephant's going everywhere. This man's trying to change it, train it, you know, and the elephant is just destructive. And it goes onward and onward. The pictures, you can tell the man gets better and better at training the elephant. And at the very end, he's riding the elephant, and he's jumping over things with the elephant. And then at the end, the elephant flies, and the man's on his back, okay? That is training. That is all about the training of your subconscious mind, people. That's all that is, all right? It is not easy, or everyone would be doing it. When Dolores Cannon talks about you chose to come here, you put something, you gave yourself a reason to come here, you've got a goal to succeed on, you did this, right? Like, you want some sort of spiritual growth and fulfillment from this trip. That's what it's talking about, you guys. Like, you've talked about lessons, challenges, everything. You've planned out what you wanted to learn here. So it's going to be difficult to get that done. It's a video game. Think of it like a video game, you guys. You got to learn things. You got to learn the rules and figure it all out. It's not just like boom shakalaka and now I fly, right? You usually have to learn how to fly a little bit. Why don't you learn how to crawl and walk a little bit on this truth, then run, right? Before we're all like, not true, you never can fly. Well, let's start by crawling, walking, running, jogging, all that first. Trust me, baby, this thing gets like, it builds on itself, okay? Or think of it like an onion. There's layers to this thing. It's not just easily understood. It's something you got to work with, and you've got to train your body, just like anything else your body does. It goes through a training process, all right? Train it. It'll get better. It'll get better, just like we talked about earlier, the pineal. It'll get better, or in another live. Kelly, thank you. Like starting sourdough. That's exactly right, the northern chick. Like starting sourdough. It's a process, you guys. You got to work at it. You want to reap the benefits? Work hard. Work hard. Keep searching. Keep striving. Keep questioning, right? Questions are so important. And then sit back and listen to all the dumb ideas that are going to go through your head that come in as you vibrate and tune into different channels, okay? Because you're going to kind of realign. It's kind of like a radio frequency as you realign with your true path and realign with your true self. You're going to get a lot of dumb ideas that come in. Don't be afraid to knock them down. Don't be afraid to have an idea and then the next day be like, your idea sucked. That idea won't work, all right? Don't be afraid. You have great ideas. The only way to find them is to knock down a bunch of the other ones to find the good ones that are coming, right? All the successful inventions and all the successful scientists have always said, and even successful businesses and entrepreneurs, you got to go through the fail first before you get to the success. So many failures come first. Well, it's the same thing as you train that body, right? You're training it up. Same thing with your mind. Thank you for inviting it. Thank you, guys. We are creators, and that is what we do in all aspects. That's exactly right, Naomi. We are creators. We are creating this life. We're the director of this script. We are directing everything that happens, and we've agreed to everything and allowed it to come into our lives. Yes, thank you, Awesome Enchanted. Boop. This is why I use copper pipes in my house and plumbing. Stagnant pipes leaches copper. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. They took them all out of our houses because they didn't want us to start reaping the benefits. Devo. At Emma, got mine on Amazon, 100% copper. Good job. Let's go. Adding the copper can upset your stomach if you get too much at first. Go slow and build, especially if you're toxic. Do you know why that is, Nikki? It's because usually you're pretty toxic. And it's going to start pulling that out, just like when you put on any sort of topical, like calendula-infused almond oil on your skin. It's going to start pulling out those toxins. And right away, when you get that flush and that rush of toxins in your system, you're going to feel sick, okay? You got to slowly sip it. And that's why when I talked about my video, when you've never done copper water before, pour it in a glass, just sip it slowly throughout the day. You never want to chug anything or overdo anything. You actually shouldn't even drink water in a chugging manner at all, okay? But yeah, it'll clean out your body pretty quick. Your body's going to tell you if you've gotten too much. Listen to your body, people. It's not that all of a sudden you're dead. It doesn't work like that. People freak out. I'm like, There's warning signs, so no worries. Yeah. Your upset stomach, warning sign number 1, stop drinking too much. There's tons of other warning signs before you're going to physically impair yourself and have copper poisoning. You'd have to be eating copper. So here we go. Or drinking it on such a level every day where you're chugging it and getting yourself so sick off of it like we talked about. Naomi, I've been learning they want us to be negative because there are entities that feed off of it. Yeah, have I heard of this? Yeah, definitely, Naomi. That's 100% true. Yeah, negativity feeds into a lot of negative entities that are very strong on the, we'll call it the dark side. Remember I talked about higher frequencies and more positive frequencies vibrate faster and quicker. Remember I talked about that? And the lower, more negative frequencies vibrate really low and slow. Doesn't mean they can't get strong, and it doesn't mean they can't be powerful, but what it always means is the higher frequencies will always be able to pierce through them if we can vibrate that high. And so that's why it's always really important to gain this community of us that are vibrating so high and having such a positive outlook and positive. And there's lots of people that do this with like organite pyramid circles where they go and they put organite pyramid around stuff. And there's a lot of people that are doing this, you guys. But I'd love to form that community where we're all vibrating higher and we all can see like the truth aspect behind it and help out bring in that more positive collective. Because the negative side, yeah, they feed off of it. And that's why there's a lot of like fear-based events or fear things that are taught to society. And while they, same thing goes for like things that vibrate on a lower level or more of like a base chakra level, like a sexual level. So like murder and sex, and why they put all these nude things in our shows, and why we all want to, not want to, but why I don't watch it, but why people watch a lot of their shows where there's just like sex involved. It's because it's a really low level vibration chakra down here, and it doesn't allow you to get any higher than this. You can experience a lot of pleasure in that chakra, and good things can happen there, but if you stay in any low level frequency vibrating too long, you're going to get really negative. And I choose to not watch shows that have like nudity and stuff. I'm just not a big fan. Like, it puts you, the people that do have kind of like more control over our reality right now, it gives them a lot of power because they feed off of that in a way that allows them to expand the things they're creating. And I can't get too specific, or TikTok kicks me off things. But it feeds them, and it feeds the beast way too much. And it's not the good beast, like, here we go, people, it's the bad one. You don't want to feed that beast. So you don't want to be like, have your mind like in trance and like, that's gross. You might even feel gross doing that. So what you'll come to learn with like Ayurvedic medicine and Oriental teachings is like the sex organs, and when you're supposed to use them, they're like sacred. They can provide you, if you don't use them, there's so much that comes up into your, up your spine and then into your head and in the way of prana and different stuff. If you've ever heard of prana or would want to get into that, you guys, like, it provides us with so much benefit. And if we're always shooting it out of our system, it's really affecting our mentality, our creativity, our vitality, our energy, our life, literally our life vitality. And what's happened is our society's perverted it to such a level and allowed it to be enlarged to such a level that like organ and this, that want and that desire to see that kind of crap. And so now the focus on it is like a lot heavier than it should be. Because once you're a balanced man or an enlightened man, and I don't mean man like boy or girl, I just mean like person, enlightened person, like you'll hear yogis talk to them, you're not striving to watch porn, right? Like, you're not striving to like see a bunch of naked people, and you're not, it's not what you're looking for. That's not the truth that's lying with you. Like, you're going, you have such higher aspirations. You wouldn't even think like, oh, let me see that person naked. Like, no, you're thinking about like, dude, like, I can time travel. Like, how does that work? Like, it just gets insane, you guys, when you expand to that level. So don't worry. It's not like you're going to be thinking, oh, I'm missing out on that. No, you're never thinking that. And that's not to say like I don't have sexual intercourse with my husband. Of course I do. I love my husband. We have a great time together, but I'm not sitting there watching other people do it on TV. That's just not where I vibrate as high as I can be on a day-to-day basis, but you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not judging you at all. For me and my own personal growth, I like to vibrate as high as I can and bring in the most positive aspect of things in my life. So that's always kind of what I'm going for. And I want you to do whatever makes you happy and what you want to do. Okay, let's see. JFFL, how do we get your TikTok shop? Thanks, Janine. Great question. So I've got this thing like on my TikTok channel where you can go to, let's see. I think it says just TikTok creator shop on there. Pretty sure that's what it says. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it says TikTok creator shop on there, or it'll say like showcase. Maybe you'll say showcase on my TikTok thing. So showcase and check it all out. I put a lot of the stuff that I wear on there. Not my Grim Fan Farm hat, by the way, but a lot of my copper jewelry. I put all sorts of stuff on there that I like and I use. And so yeah, check it out. I'd love for you to. Thank you. Devo, needed to hear this. Trying very hard to change my mentality. Thank you, Devo. Thanks for bringing that to us. I mean, it's hard to admit. Admittance is the first step that, you know, you want to change or trying to change your reality. And it's not easy. Like, don't think you're behind in any way or like lagging in any way. We've all been there and we're on the same trajectory as we do it. Like, I've been there. It's hard, but it is definitely worth it. I will tell you, it is definitely worth it. Everything I've been through on the journey, as hard as it's been, and like as much as I've cried and been like, why, it's all been answered. Always will be answered, and you will figure it out. You just got to keep going and don't get stuck in the suck like we talked about earlier. Keep going, Devo. You got it, girl. Okay. What can someone take for headache while pregnant? So I have a lot of different extracts you can take. In general, I recommend like peppermint or hops. They're great for headache. That's what I would go towards. But then again, echinacea is good, dandelion's good, but dandelion root, not the leaf. Actually, the root's better because of the coffee-like smell. That's what I'd go to. But check out, Candace, if you want to hit me up separately in a message, I'll work with you there. How long does it take to be better after positive thinking? I have depression. Any tips? So it's all super dependent on the person and the power of their mind, okay? There's stories of people on their deathbed and they thought themselves well within 3 days. There's stories of people that have thought that they're going to be people that have been like very poor and lived their whole lives like extremely poor, and they thought they were going to be a millionaire and believed they would be a millionaire, and then they won the lottery the next day. Some people it takes months. Some people it takes years. I've seen things of mine that I wanted to plan, like when I was still in the corporate world and I was still working for an employer. I have a specific example of my own where when I first started to learn it, I said to myself, I'm going to be offered $250,000 to be general counsel for, I was going to tell you the company, but an in-house company. And they're going to offer me that and I will get that offer. And then I got the offer probably about 3 months later. So that's what happened to me. I didn't take it, and I do other things now that are way cooler than that, but that's how it works because I didn't know what I wanted. So I'd set a goal for something I wanted, not knowing future Janae wouldn't be happy doing that. I would not be happy being a general counsel for $250,000. That's a life of suck for me, for Janae, okay? So I didn't know that when I set my plan because old Janae, when she set that goal, that was something she wanted. But then as I started to go through the truth process and understand what I can get, what is opened up to me, which is anything I want, and that's the same thing to you. What's opened up to you? Anything you could possibly want. Once you realize that, you're like, I don't want to work for anybody else. Screw that. I'm not working for anybody. No, I don't want that job. I appreciate it, and I'm thankful. That's the other thing. I'm very thankful to have gotten there, and I sat back and started bawling and was like, oh my gosh, I was just offered my dream job. That was my dream. That used to be a dream of mine. 3 months ago, I was dreaming of this. And I recognized that accomplishment, because that's what it is. And then I was proud of my higher aspirations, right? I was proud of myself for aspiring for more. And it was like instant self-confidence, like here we go, and then I keep making goals and you set another goal and you reach one and you set one and you reach one and you set one. It's all dependent on your own mind power. If you doubt yourself, if you're constantly thinking it won't work, you're killing the seed. So what I would do, Cleo, if you're dealing with depression, focus on something. What does the happy you look like? What are things happy you is doing, Cleo? Think about it for a second. If you feel and you know that you're depressed, which you're saying you are, so you feel it and you know it. First off, I'd also get off pharmaceuticals. That's a side note. Get off pharmaceuticals. I don't recommend pharmaceuticals for depression, but definitely work with your doctor to get off of them because I'm not involved. But if you're not on pharmaceuticals for depression, and there's a lot of great herbs you can take for depression and different things like that. So yeah, black cohosh, hops, look into some of those herbs if you want like a tea to help out, help calm the mind. St. John's wort, another great one. But you want to be thinking about Positive Cleo does what? Positive Cleo goes on walks at the park? I don't know. That's just something I'm going to just put in my thing. So Positive Cleo goes on walks at the park. All right. Positive Cleo likes the park. So I'm Positive Cleo and I'm literally walking at the park and I'm enjoying all the scenery around me. I'm enjoying the birds and I'm thankful to be there. I'm thankful to be feeling good, right? I'm thankful to be feeling happy. I don't feel drugged down, right? That's something positive Cleo needs to start thinking about. And the depression can slowly start unwithering from there. Now, if your depression, just like Dolores Cannon would say, if your depression stems from some, excuse me, traumatic experience or some traumatic event, or it sounds to me like you're waking up is what it sounds like to me, because I was super depressed when I was waking up, and it was super hard. When you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling like you're by yourself for the first time and trying to handle something by yourself for the first time, which when you're waking up, you're handling like all these truths as they come in for the first time that feel like you're psycho and everything is upside down and backwards. I can feel that. So if you're going through that, just keep thinking, I can do this. I can do this. I can get through this. I'm doing this for a reason. This is good for me for a reason, and I can get over this. I'm not meant to be this negative, depressed person. I am not supposed to be depressed. I am happy. I'm happy. I'm a happy person, and I do things that happy people do because I'm a happy person. First and foremost, Cleo, stop saying you're depressed. You're happy. Okay? You're a happy person going through maybe a little bout of depression, but you're happy, and you're going to figure out how to make yourself feel happy again. All right? Positive thought, mind power, it will get you there. So start with that. I am happy. I'm a happy person and I do happy things. What does that mean? What does that look like? What does it look like when I do happy things? Okay? Go there, feel it, be it, and just like Neville said, live in it and then release it and then wake up being that happy person. You have the power to choose your happiness every single day. Don't dwell on those past things that are keeping you depressed. Move forward, and it's not easy, Cleo, I know it. I know it's not easy, but you can do it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You can do this. You were brought here for a reason, to test yourself, and you can do it. Now go do it. Okay, here we go. Hope that helped. Thanks for commenting, Cleo. Okay, Erica, side note, is homemade sourdough healthy? We've been trained that carbs make us fat. 100% homemade sourdough is 100% healthy, Erica. Thank you, great question. Yeah, trained that carbs make us fat. Don't listen to all these fad diets and okay, I think and I believe, based on the makeup of our teeth, are supposed to be mostly plant-based diet eaters. That doesn't mean we're not supposed to have some meat, because we also have these things, which on carnivorous animals they have, carnivores they have those. So I know that we're supposed to have a little meat. But I do know that we're supposed to have a lot of plant-based diet, and a lot of plant-based diets have a lot of carbohydrates in them. And as long as you're eating everything in balance, not going overboard in one area and overboard in another, and keeping your caloric intake low, you're gonna be good, you guys, and your system's gonna reset itself. Now, sourdough in general offers our gut so much benefits, like amazing benefits for our gut. So you definitely want sourdough in your life just for your gut health benefit. It's a prebiotic food, not a probiotic or anything like that crap, but a prebiotic food, and it is very, very good for you. So definitely sourdough, definitely have that in your life. Great question, Erica. Taylor, can you still get the benefits from copper pans lined with tin? No. It's got to be pure copper. Great question, Taylor. Slims, laugh out loud. That's awesome. Darth, don't flowers need to be pollinated? I'm definitely a drone bee. So what are you referring to in general, Darth? But yes. But what are you referring to in general? I'd love to know. Oh, and then he said bye. Okay, bye. Naomi, exactly. Kelly Smith, great live. Thank you. Thanks, Kelly. It's always women who are preaching this. So do you want to know why sometimes that is, and why they tried to stifle women? So the women naturally, our aura and the way we're made, just the way it works with our magnet and our vibration and everything, we're very creative sources, and we are very susceptible to the creative realm. And that doesn't mean that men aren't. It's just like our makeup is that way, and that's why they tried to stifle women at the beginning and make it so we couldn't vote and stuff like that. And sorry guys if you don't hear this, it's just actually what happened. They got scared of us because the rulers back in the day, they were women. All right, they were women, and in a lot of like Native American tribes and stuff, they're women. Do you want to know why? Because they really look up to them for their intuitive insight. Women are very intuitive. We're very creative. We can listen very well. We have that in, a lot of us have the ability to listen very well, and that doesn't mean that there's men who can't, okay, at all. Because there's men that can now vibrate at that frequency and lots of things, and you can access anything if you vibrate high enough. But inherently, we just have that ability to do that, and men have a lot of other different abilities. But that ability is easier to access by the women, and they're less afraid. They're easier to, it seems at least, kind of tear down the comfort zone. Like, I don't care what people think. I'm just going to tell what's up because now I know. And I don't care anymore. I know now, you know, and I'm going to spread the truth as much as I can. And it doesn't mean men don't think it that way too. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying what I've noticed in an overall collective. If you've watched people like Abraham Hicks, she's another example. Another example of just like, I don't care what you think. I'm accessing spirit. So boom shakalaka, here's what they're saying. Listen or don't. You know, Dolores Cannon, another great one. But there's a lot of men that get it too. Neville Goddard, you guys. Like, here he was preaching it. John, whatever the guy's name is on the book I'm reading right now. Like, there's a lot of really great people that are men that can hear it too. But men and women, man, we're a team. You're meant to work together. There's a team thing there, okay? It's like yin and yang. You're a team. You're both supposed to provide something to the relationship and the aspect of it. You're supposed to bring something to the world, you guys. By relationship, I mean like this collective world that we're living in, this collective universe. We all, like I said, fit in those little peg holes. We all have our own peg hole to fit in. And some of us were given the ability to just intuitively feel a bit more and feel like we want to spread that word. So call it what you will. But yeah, I've seen the same thing, John. When you feel the urge, how do you transmute it into creative energy? So first off, you want to overcome bad by good. So that's the first thing you want to do is be like, all right, I got to have something else to do. Let me go think of, I used to, like Gaia is a great one. Like think of like go watch Gaia or something to just entertain your mind a little bit. Anything just, it's kind of like almost a diet thing, right? Like you're getting the feeling that you need to eat something. You're hungry, right? Same idea. You're hungry. Well, then go find something to do that'll take your mind off of it. I don't know what that means for you. Maybe go garden or go build something or go read a cool book. Like find something to do, take your mind off it. Go listen to music, go run. I used to like physical things for me. I'd go work out. All right, I'm feeling it. I'm going to go work out. You know, like you don't want to overdo that muscle. So that's, and if you're, especially if you're trying to climb, you know, up to higher vibrations and get up that chakra level, that's how I would do it. Hopefully that helps, Taylor. All right. Thank you. It's a mindset, has nothing to do with gender. No worries. I appreciate that, Naomi, and I hope I didn't offend you that way. I very much value your thoughts on it. So thank you. For you, it's a mindset. It has nothing to do with gender, and I've seen it, right? Because there's a lot of guys who are really great at it. I guess I just mean kind of like right now in today's waking up in this new world, new age. But you know what? I agree with you. So thank you for commenting. Naomi, picture yourself in that situation positively and focus your energy into it. Yes, exactly right. Naomi, I only did it for minutes a day and it's working. Fantastic, Naomi. Let's go. Very, very good. Very good. Thanks for sharing. Oh my gosh, she is not a doctor. Take everything she says with a grain of salt. Thank you, John. Thank you for pointing out I'm not a doctor. Yes, definitely I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But I am teaching you what a lot of other people have already learned and know works for them. But thanks for joining, John. Okay, to each their own. Yes, exactly. Thanks, Naomi. When you wake up from the lies of the world, this will all make sense to you. That is true. Okay, same for me. It took 2 years of hermit mode to be able to do the work, you guys. I feel you. I feel you on that. Yeah, it was really like, like, I gotta figure this out. You know, like, I gotta figure out what is making all my red flags go off. You know, because that's at first what it was. You didn't know what was going on. You were just like, that doesn't seem right. Well, that doesn't seem right. You know, why is everyone believing this? Wake up, you know. And the cave, like Socrates, the cave, like waking up out of the cave and seeing like the shadows on the wall first, or Plato's The Cave, whatever. You know, first you take that thing off your head and you're just seeing like the shadows on your wall. Then you realize you can untie your hands and turn around and you see like the real thing. Well, then you realize you can climb up out of the cave and you're seeing like colors and non-cave things and life and just amazing things. That's the journey, you guys. Like, that's the journey. And when you're first figuring it out and then you go back into the cave and you try to wake people up and they kill you, right? That's the story of the cave. Well, it's because, just like I said, like, it's a harsh wake-up call and everyone's got to be shook and awake. It's a very harsh wake-up call, but hey, that's the path to enlightenment, and you either accept it or you don't. You either stay in the cave and you never want to take off your mask, or you freaking take off your mask and you look around and like, those shadows suck. Whoa, what's that? And now I'm going to climb towards the light and figure all these other things out. Totally your call. Totally up to you. You do not have to do anything you do not want to do. You've agreed to do everything you're doing right now, and you can continue to go on your cycle and continue to live the life you're living right now. Totally don't have to change it at all. It's on you. But if you want to change it, these are ways you can. Okay. That's fine. You're allowed, but try not to bring down others. Thank you, Naomi. You're exactly right. That is so true. Appreciate you. I will not. Miracle. I am happier than ever. I had to heal a lot of trauma, heal my inner Vahid. Vahid? Tell me what that is. That's amazing. But yeah, I really feel you. There's a lot of trauma going on, you know, and we're not just these like perfect beings. right? We weren't born perfect. We can be perfect when we're at that mindset of high vibration and this high thinking and this godlike state. When you're with God, you're with your true self, the universe, your future self, whatever you want to call it. Then you can start to access, and be enlightened. And that's what all yogis are trying to do, right? Is be enlightened. And all people, I guess, once you understand the truth, I think you just naturally want to know more about it and know, like, okay, everything that I give out, I receive. Which, to Naomi's point, I shouldn't have put it out negativity when I was a little upset at the point that was being made in contrast to this. Because everything you put out, you're going to get back. So yeah, I don't want that negativity in my life. And so once you start seeing that, you're like, now how do I make it where I stop thinking bad things about people, right? Where I stop making it where people are running through my head. Get over that step. Then you start controlling your mind and controlling your emotions, and you're able to actually access and unlock a lot. And it happens pretty quickly. Okay. Miracle. Oh, my inner child. Thank you. Thank you. Now I get it. So she's definitely healed her wounded inner child. That's one of the best things to do, is to focus on and when you're trying to heal, it's focusing on the shadow self and shadow work and things like that we've talked about. Things that you don't want to admit that you have problems with, but and you see that you do, or you had something traumatic happen to you when you were a kid, and it's made you always be this way towards this one thing. That's the stuff you want to focus on. And jealousy, I had a really hard time being jealous. I was constantly jealous, and jealousy stemmed from a wounded inner child, and to heal that took a lot, man. My husband took some beating up and some beef for that one. So I really appreciate having him around to let him be my little punching bag, but I definitely should not let him be my punching bag. And you'll learn that as you start to, if you ever form a relationship with twin flame or something like that. And I'm glad he's here and has agreed to support me, but I definitely don't want to continue to live a life where he's a punching bag, right? I want to take that ownership into myself and really just take ownership of the changes that I want to make and be better on my own, and it can therefore be a better, spouse to him and all those around us. It all works that same way. Any more info on the retreat? Yeah, Jules, great question. So I am holding an herbal retreat. It's July 25th through July 29th. It's in Stockton, Missouri at Agape. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm going to teach just all the basics of herbal medicine. I am so excited about it. We are going to be bringing in lots of different kinds of healers. There's going to be Reiki healer there. There's going to be sound therapy and sound baths going on. I'm going to arrange it so we can all do yoga together one day for those that want to do yoga. We're going to do Tai Chi. There's healing horses at this retreat, which is really neat. So we're going to incorporate some healing horse therapy if you want some of that. You guys, this is just so exciting. I'm really, really stoked about it. And it's coming together. It's really coming together, and I'm excited. So yeah, if you want to join me, there's going to be early bird tickets on sale soon, and we are just going to learn a lot. I'm also going to teach the basics of canning. If you've never heard of how to can, one class is going to be all about canning. I mean, we're really going to kind of wrap a little bit of the prepper, a little bit of the self. It's all kind of self-sustainable, and really get everyone an idea on how to make herbal products for yourself. Everything I make on my website, you should know how to make when you leave my retreat, and can make it all yourself. Go out and sell it yourself. I'm going to teach you how to make all my recipes and everything like that. So it's going to be a really cool retreat, but it's a July 25th through the 29th in Stockton. So more info to come. Thanks for asking, Jules. Naomi, oh my gosh, sugar is the toughest for me. Yeah, sugar, it's actually your gut has, because if you've been eating a lot of sugar, the bacteria growing in your gut now calls out for sugar. So that's why you get a lot of sugar cravings. It will literally call out to you, and you'll get these wants and urges to eat it, you guys. It's just kind of like a sexual urge, actually, in a way that you got to get over. And so you just have to train your mind, think elsewhere. A cleanse is really helpful. Fasting is really helpful. In general, fasting is super helpful if you're wanting to make a change, a big change like that. Try to not be as sexual in your life. Try to not eat as crappy. A good cleansing 24-hour fast is really helpful for that. And that's why a lot of religions have always recommended fasting, because it's something that allows spiritual progression. And I've said this in other videos, but that's why they wouldn't let you into a pharaoh school or a school of the ancient Egyptians if you hadn't fasted for 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days sometimes. So there was a lot there, because you were impure, and fasting allows your body to go through a purification process and to become more pure, which is why they highly recommended that you do it. So there's a lot more to that than just God wants you to fast. Yeah, God inside of you, true self, higher power, universe, whatever people call it, God wants you to understand how to use this vessel that you were given to vibrate at such a frequency to be able to be with God and be able to control everything in you're already controlling everything in your environment, but to be able to consciously control it in a way and use it with an outcome that's going to be positive for you and great for you and actually like dreamlike state for you. Okay, so that's what we're getting at here. That mindset leads to misandry. What is that? No idea what that is. I think Naomi was talking to the negative John. Okay, good. But still, I'm glad she's talking to me because I was being a little negative too. I was brought down. I'm human. I'm human. I was brought down and I was kind of being combative. So I appreciate Naomi no matter what. But thank you, Candace. The universe is a boomerang. The universe is a boomerang. It really is. It's crazy and crazy.